Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we're just going to have a casual laid back conversation talking about Deadpool and Wolverine and its massive success when it comes to the global box office haul. I mean, this is incredible. This movie's gone on to make over $1 billion now, and a lot of people were predicting this before the movie came out. There's so many factors that have gone into making this movie as successful as it's been, and in this video we're going to talk about some of those reasons and why it's generated so much money in its box office revenue. So let's just start off with this. I have to admit to you guys, I've been talking over the past 6 months or so, I've been saying that the comic book genre is in decline, that nobody really cares, the box office revenue is going down, the whole comic book fatigue is a real thing, that people are kind of over the whole comic book genre. I have to confess, this movie has gone a long way to kind of proving me wrong. It's not comic book fatigue, it's just the fact that people are fed up with mediocre comic book movies. And this has gone on to prove that fact. I mean, if it's there, if there's a great comic book movie, it's full of humor, it's full of laughter, it's got the heart, it's got the action, it's got everything that people are looking for in a comic book movie, people will still come out in droves, people will still pay good money, and these comic book movies can still generate billions of dollars at the box office, which this Deadpool and Wolverine movie has gone on to prove. So let's just talk about a few different bits of information surrounding this movie. So in 2024, this is the second movie to go on to generate over $1 billion at the global box office. The other movie being Inside Out 2, the Pixar animated movie, which was incredible. That movie went on to make over $1.5 billion. I still can't get my head around that, but I mean, it's a 4-quadrant movie, it's a family-friendly movie, Pixar generates a whole ton of money, but the fact that it made over $1.5 billion is still crazy. And then we've got Deadpool and Wolverine, like I was just saying, the second movie this year to go on and generate over $1 billion at the global box office. And the fact that it's an R-rated film as well just blows my mind even further. It shows that the appetite for R-rated, kind of gritty, kind of violent comic book movies is definitely there with the movie-going audience. So, up next, we're going to take a look at the official box office haul of Deadpool and Wolverine. Let's see what it's made domestically and internationally. And then after that, we'll go into the reasons and the factors surrounding this movie and why it's made so much money at the box office. So, jumping over here to boxofficemojo.com, let's have a breakdown of the global box office for Deadpool and Wolverine. So, domestically, it made $493 million. Internationally, it made $536 million. And that was a worldwide global box office haul of $1.03 billion. So yeah, incredible. The fact that this has gone on to make over $1 billion, an R-rated movie, just goes to show, like I keep saying, the appetite is there for these type of movies, and the audience definitely enjoy these R-rated material movies. We've got Joker coming up soon as well. That's another R-rated comic book movie, so we'll have to wait and see if that movie can also generate $1 billion or close to $1 billion. The first movie, obviously, it was loved by fans, and I'm sure this movie, Joker 2, can go on to generate roughly the same amount, if not more, because of the success of the first movie. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at the reasons as to why Deadpool and Wolverine has generated over $1 billion at the global box office. This is in no particular order, so I'm just going to kind of go through my reasons and my kind of thoughts and opinions as to why this movie has done so well financially. So the first reason I'm going to say is FOMO, or fear of missing out. So this is obviously a big one in gaming, in media, in movies, TVs, whatever it may be. The marketing department kind of builds on this, the fear of missing out amongst kind of audience. You kind of have, obviously we have the mutants now coming into the MCU. There's the cameo factor. There's all these different factors within Deadpool and Wolverine that if you don't see the movie going forward into the MCU as a fan or watching future MCU projects, that fear of missing out, how Deadpool and Wolverine sets up the future Marvel Cinematic Universe. A lot of people wanted to go and see this movie, and even if they weren't keen on seeing this movie, the fact that you're missing out when everybody is watching this movie, everybody is talking about it, it's in the zeitgeist, it's all over Twitter and social media, and being, wanting to be part of the zeitgeist, the conversation, the current events that are going on, that fear of missing out drives people to go and watch this movie and be part of the conversation of Deadpool and Wolverine. So, up next, one of the things that makes this Deadpool and Wolverine movie unique among comic book movies is the style of humor that it has. Obviously, Deadpool is a fourth wall breaking character. That means that Deadpool, he knows that he's a comic book character. He knows that he's in a movie. He breaks the fourth wall. He talks to the audience during the movie. That's something unique to Deadpool that you don't get with any other comic book character. He makes jokes about his own movie. He makes jokes about the characters in the movie. He even goes and cracks jokes about the state of Marvel and the Marvel company and how badly they've been doing recently. And that's so unique to the Deadpool character. Like I said, you don't get that with any other comic book character. And that's something that drives the interest in these movies. Deadpool talks about Marvel. He talks about current events. The humor is just something you don't get in any other comic book movie. So, one of the biggest things that drove interest in this movie was the cameos, the rumors, building up to this movie. It kind of like with the Avengers movies. I mean, all everybody is talking about is the potential cameos that are going to be showing up in this movie. And it drives the fan base to speculate, to make YouTube videos. It basically does the marketing for Marvel themselves, the fan base on YouTube. The countless videos talking about the characters that are going to be showing up. You know, the scoopers, these online scoopers that say, you know, they confirm that characters are going to be showing up, but we don't actually know if it's true. Which characters are going to be in the movie, which characters aren't, which characters have been cited on set. And this kind of speculation, these rumors, it just drives the marketing, it drives the hype, it drives the intrigue. And that's what goes into generating so much money for these type of movies. It's just the intrigue of what potential characters can show up. And within a Deadpool movie, it's limitless as to which cameos can turn up, whether it's from the Fox universe, whether it's from the earlier Marvel movies before the MCU started. So that intrigue there just drives the revenue for this type of movie. So I think for me, another major factor that contributed towards the revenue of this movie is all of the lore, the history, the backstory that came with the Fox X-Men universe. Obviously, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine being part of that Fox X-Men universe, bringing all that deep history, that deep lore from all of the Fox universe X-Men characters, kind of bringing that with him into Deadpool and Wolverine, and then transitioning into the MCU. That kind of intrigued people. People followed the Fox X-Men movies for years. I grew up watching those movies as a kid, and all of that history, like I say, is kind of attached to the Wolverine character and Hugh Jackman, and he brings all of that rich history with him across into Deadpool and then over to the MCU. And that is a major factor for a lot of people. And yeah, I think that just adds to the intrigue of this movie. So another major factor is the fact that Deadpool is now officially entering the MCU. People have been anticipating and waiting for this for years. They've been wanting to see our most favorite MCU characters interacting with Deadpool, Wade Wilson, and seeing how those conversations and how Wade Wilson is going to interact with those MCU characters. And I still can't wait to see. I mean, one of the most anticipated interactions between two comic book characters on screen, I think, is going to be Deadpool and Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Seeing those two characters potentially interact is going to be so fun. A lot of fans are anticipating that, and it kind of sets up the future. And that intrigue there with Deadpool and his potential chemistry with other MCU characters is another major intrigue that added to the revenue of this movie. So guys, we'll do a couple more here. I mean, I could sit here all day and go into reasons after reason. You know, I could sit here for the next sort of 5 hours going into more reasons as to why this movie has made so much money. But I'll finish off with these two more points. So, one of the other points I wanted to talk about was the marketing. Ryan Reynolds and his marketing team is absolutely incredible. If you've seen any of the marketing for Deadpool 1 and 2, I mean, the job that they did with those two movies is second to none. I mean, like I said, Wade Wilson and Deadpool, he's such a unique character. He breaks the fourth wall, and that comes across in the marketing. And the kind of the TV spots that they do in Deadpool and Wolverine, the TV spots they did in the marketing were genius. I mean, interacting with the audience, the popcorn buckets that they brought out added more kind of hype to the movie. And like I just say, like, the marketing is just incredible. It's so interactive with the audience. It gets people talking every time they bring out a new TV spot. You know, so many YouTube videos are generated from all of their marketing content that it's almost as if YouTubers like myself kind of market this movie for Marvel themselves. So they do a genius job, and they know that YouTubers are going to be talking about it. And just the marketing in general, absolutely incredible job. And it definitely goes a long way to generating revenue for this movie. And that brings us to our final point, to why this movie has done so well at the box office. I'll finish off on this. Obviously, the positive word of mouth. So this movie came out, a lot of people were kind of clenching their buttholes, you know, crossing their fingers, hoping that this movie could potentially save Marvel from the decline that it's been in over the recent years. And it looks like it's done the job that it was supposed to do. Marvel Jesus, as he says in the movie. This movie has come out. It looks like it's kind of been the savior of Marvel, at least this year anyway. We'll have to wait until subsequent movies come out next year. But at the moment, it looks like Marvel is kind of redeemed itself slightly with this movie. The positive word of mouth came out after the initial reactions, and that drove more people to go and watch this movie. More positive word of mouth spread, and it's kind of like a bit of a a bit of a virus, a kind of a positive virus, if you like. People enjoy it. They spread word of mouth, positive word of mouth. They spread positive word of mouth, and it kind of spreads out into this big kind of positive virus. Like I say, it catches on to other people. People spread it to other people, and it just gets people to go out and watch the movie and say good things, and that encourages more people to go out and see more to see the movie even more, I should say. So that's kind of where we are. That's kind of my reasons and kind of my thoughts as to why this movie has generated so much money. But like I said, people were predicting this a long way off before this movie came out, that it would generate at least $1 billion, if not more. And it looks like, because of the reasons that I've just talked about, that it's done exactly that. So yeah, with that down, I invite you guys, jump down in the comment section. If there's anything that you think that I've missed out, or any points that you want to add as to why you feel like this movie has been so successful and generated this much money at the box office, please do add your thoughts, comments and opinions. I always love to read your comments. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about this. There's been so many of you that have enjoyed this film for various different reasons. So like I said, jump down below and leave your comments there. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. Hit that like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next one.